Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. And as always, take a moment to stop and acknowledge the good work that you are continuing to do for yourself. And always remember that every bit of awareness that you bring to yourself and every bit of action that you take with that and doing that consistently will bring ease into your life. So today's topic will help you with that because you will be exploring how to forgive yourself. Because by learning to do this, you can ease the pain of that guilt and of that remorse and move into a future where you will not continue to hurt yourself by dwelling on your regrets. So this episode will be a good entry point if you are ready to explore self-forgiveness, or if you have already taken some steps in that direction. Then this chat will perhaps allow you to revisit your approach and provide you with some new thoughts and perspectives on how you can continue to work self-forgiveness into your days. So as always, I have some strategies, I have some insights to help you in the process of beginning to forgive yourself. But first, for those of you new here, my name is Lee, and I guide others in the transition from past harming patterns. And that can mean recovery from addiction, it can mean recovery from past trauma, or it can mean recovery from a life of speaking negatively to yourself. So there is something here for everyone, so make sure you hit the notification bell for free weekly advice, and be sure to check out the resources in the links, including a guide to pair with this episode. And please always share. Share in the comments, share with someone who cares about you, and always share with yourself the things that you are learning about yourself and all of the discoveries that you are making. So, for many of us in these transitions from past harming patterns or past events that bring pain in which we feel we are part of the blame, we carry a huge burden. We get stuck in this blame, and this builds resentment towards ourselves. And basically, all of this causes us to block any kind of nurturing and self-support that we need to provide to ourselves to not only heal from the past, but to create a decent present and a meaningful future for ourselves. So being stuck in that loathing and blaming and thoughts of ourselves that we don't like, it basically diminishes our ability to take hold of the present and connect with ourselves, because we are too busy feeling that we need to continue to punish ourselves for some reason, and that has to go. It's as simple as that. And I really hope that you are at least able to acknowledge the truth in some of this, even if you don't feel that love for yourself, or if you don't believe it right now. That's okay, but I hope it makes sense, because that's why you're here. You're here to learn a healthy approach to all of this. So it's important to put this task of forgiving yourself at the forefront of each day and make it a ritual to start each day with this affirmation I'm about to say. I refuse to carry the burden of bitterness towards myself any longer. And I know this may seem easy, and from where you're sitting right now, it may seem unrealistic, and it may seem way too big of a leap. But bear in mind that in any change, it is important to plant the seed of your goal, and forgiving yourself is certainly in that category. So make that affirmation the first thing on your list for the day, and get ahead of that negative self-talk and show yourself the same compassion that you naturally show to those that you care about. And affirm that you want to rid yourself of regrets and of remorse. And affirm that you want ease, and do this every day without exception. This is change, and the discipline of this step will be key in your self-forgiveness. So these next steps you need to be sure to follow through on, because although it is important to acknowledge that we want change, we clearly need to do to work to make that intention a reality. So the next step, you need to view forgiving yourself as the act of moving forward in life, and therefore replace the patterns of blaming yourself. So you need to face your events and your role within that, regardless of your level of participation. Perhaps you feel you were solely the blame in certain situations, or you realize that you imposed a lot of undeserving blame onto yourself. Regardless of all of this, you need to treat forgiveness as an unconditional act, as opposed to focusing on the degrees of intensity of how bad you believe you made things. And this is not about the perceived circumstances. It's about the act of accepting that you deserve compassion. And I really hope that this makes sense. And think of it as an acknowledgement cap or a self-discovery mindset. And a good exercise to start this mindset is to make a list of as many things that you have that you regret and put all of these events in order of how you would like to face them, but not in any order of intensity or judgment. It's important to treat all of these events as equal. They all need to be accepted and therefore forgiven, regardless of the severity. Now, this next step is a warning. Don't seek the forgiveness of others as a quick hack to forgiving yourself. Forgiveness is personal. They have forgiven you perhaps for their own reasons, or perhaps they haven't forgiven you for their own reasons, and you must forgive yourself. And if someone hasn't forgiven you, you need to accept that. And as always, focus on your approach to yourself, your well-being, your affirmation to rid yourself of the pain and the regret and the remorse, and your goal to start acquiring more ease within yourself. The next step is you need to accept what cannot be undone. So basically this means not making plans on how you can make things right or how you can make up for things. This was the past. Things have changed. The focus is on healing and making space in the present to ensure ease for your future, not on what you can repair or undo or make up for. Self-forgiveness is all about your energy and moving away from the past. So stay focused on the things that you can change and be sure to steer clear of the red flags, of the what ifs and the what should have been and what could have been different. And as a side note, this acceptance is not to be confused with becoming tolerant of certain patterns and past behaviors within yourself. Simply accept what cannot be undone, and in doing this, you are opening the doors to be freed up within your mind and within your heart space, which will eventually allow you to address the patterns that you ideally don't want to repeat. And this next step follows directly, and that is to realize that part of healing is knowing that we are learning from our past actions. As humans, it is important to validate the suffering and to know that the events did not happen only for negative consequences, but that good can come out of it. And really, this is not to be confused with your acceptance. Look at it as an extension of your acceptance by acknowledging that you want to learn from your mistakes, that you want to understand the patterns and therefore transition into other approaches that will guide you more clearly to where you want to be. And yes, this involves more work. This involves looking at where you are now within your life situations. And I don't want to get too off topic, and I have lots of guides in the description to help you along with this, but seriously, this forgiveness process encompasses many layers of change in self-discovery. And the important thing is to make a list and discuss and journal and affirm the positive things that you want to bring into your life. And the last step, at least for now, is another affirmation process. And affirm the things that you want for your life. Just as you will be doing in the first step by affirming that you no longer want pain in your life, affirm the goals that you want for your life. And the whole part of this step is to tell yourself that you deserve to have good things in life, like peace of mind, like more connection with yourself, or better communication with your loved ones, or a career with purpose. So in the true nature of an affirmation, it defines specific intentions to work towards, which keeps us away from the past and planning in the present for the future. So here, you can not only accept old patterns, but work towards developing newer, more positive ways to get to where you want to be in life. And those are big goals to work towards. So make a list of affirmations. Ask yourself questions like, would my life have more ease if I stopped accusing others? How would I become more confident if I stood by my boundaries? As well, please use the workbook, Self-Forgiveness Guide, along with the other guides linked in the description below to help you through these steps. And when you're interested in digging a bit deeper and getting to this goal of forgiveness and within a more structured setting, I have an 8-week course, Envision Your Recovery course. The link is below, and this will guide you on your way to getting towards achieving specific goals by becoming more honest with yourself. And certainly self-forgiveness is included in this program. So let me know what you think in the comments, drop me a line in the website, and start your journey to bring ease into your life. And see you in the next episode.